Hello everybody and welcome to episode 36 of the Pentagon Challenge. It's time to begin our first full season at Shanghai Shenhua, and after a very difficult pre-season, at least from what you saw on my stream over the weekend, it's definitely been a tricky one to negotiate, but we're now finally at the point where we can play some competitive football, and we can talk about all sorts of things before the live com begins. So let's take a look now at the predictions according to the media. Where do they think everybody will come? So they expect Shandong to regain the title at Shanghai's expense. Shenhua, despite last year's humiliation, we're still expected to finish 6th, which exactly the same as last year. But the likes of Guangzhou and Fuli are, like Guangzhou in particular, I'm surprised they're so far down. But Fuli and Beijing also expected to be in and around the title race. Our opponents today, Wuhan, only just got promoted, and they're expected to be relegated automatically alongside Quanjian. So that should mean a difficult season ahead, with all sorts of teams battling to overcome potential adversity. Now let's take a look at the schedule, and then my transfers, I'll do that as well. So pre-season went as follows. We got 4 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats, which is not great. I would have been happier with more wins, but a few names pop up consistently for the goals scored. We have Peng Changmin there. He scored 3 times. Vitor has a goal. Karadzic has 1 goal. Yu Hai is there as well. Wang Zihao and Yi Zhang there as well. But the main results I want to talk to you about are, of course, this loss against the champions of Asia, the Suwon Blue Wings, and to take them on and only lose 2-0 is respectable, but that's the kind of level I want to be at in future. And we were outclassed in the end, and the likes of our formations were tested, and I've figured out for definite that these players at Shenhua just cannot play wing based play, and that's just very, very confusing to me. I've never had a team that's so poor when it comes to using left and right flanks, so we'll have to try and use our wingers as best we can over the season. But again, we will be playing down the middle most likely. Our best win of the pre-season came at the end, which is nice. 3 goals, 3-goal gap to Shenzhen, so they're a lower league opposition, just I think the 2nd tier I think they are. But Hangzhou, who we needed to beat last year in order to survive, our bitter rivals actually got the win at the Huanglong Sports Center, so that's just the way things go sometimes. And now let's talk about the transfers. Most you would have seen, well, you wouldn't have seen very many on the stream, but let's talk about the ones we did get anyway. Here's Fu Huan. You should, if you did see the stream, you should be able to recognize him. He will be our left and right back throughout the year, and thankfully can play both wing back positions fluidly, so he could be very useful in the 5 at the back. And his pre-season wasn't fantastic, but I think we have a player on our hands. He's a good age, and for just €5,500, that's plenty. Geng Zonglin unfortunately picked up a few injuries over pre-season, nothing too dramatic like bruised shin and splinters, but because we're struggling to get wide play going, he's going to have a hard time getting into our team. But maybe if injuries happen or injuries occur to all our centre midfielders, he could potentially fill in a gap there. But he is a very, very useful player, and at the age of 19 he has plenty of potential. Zhang Yifei, another underage signing we made just in case things go wrong. It's handy that he can play DM and CM, and he was signed for free from Guangzhou, and he hasn't been particularly good in the Super League. He's been over-relied upon, to say the least, but we do have a good player in Zonglin, that's for definite. Yu Hai, he was the left winger I was trying to chase, and eventually when the fixtures list was released, we were able to sign players for free over the age of 21. I think that's how it works. So we have a left winger who can play in all sorts of positions, which will come in very, very handy, but he won't be staying particularly long. He's 33 years of age, and he's had a good pre-season, I will admit that. but he's going to struggle, just like Zonglin, to get into the team consistently due to the formation problems. And then lastly, director of football signing. We just need more midfielders really, and Su Yonggang was the solution for 72,000 euros. He's come from the first division, so he won't be playing very much, I don't think, but he has previously been at Shanghai, which might give him something to think about. But my main concern is the foreigners. I need a potential new foreigner in case Vitor doesn't sign a new contract. You can see he feels underwhelmed here at Shanghai Shenhua, so he might leave at the end of the season. So my thinking is either to just draw him out for every last breath he takes until his contract expires, or try and sell him on and bring in a new foreigner. But I've really struggled to bring in the kind of players I want, because again, we're not at the reputation where we can attract the big names or potentially young superstars from abroad. So that's my struggle. I need to get the players I have into a position where we will rule the roost. And let's just check out the season preview. We can see some big names have come along to the league. I believe, what's his name? Well, we'll check out Guangzhou. I know they signed somebody of use. So they let go Paulinho, who's a free agent. He won't be coming to me anyway. They've brought Melvin Erdink. He should be a good player for them. And then also, who was it? I knew there was a Scottish player that somebody signed. I don't know. I'll have to refresh my memory somehow. It might have been Aaron Dorrans or something like that. But currently the list is empty, so I don't really remember. Dennis Banda, he's left. No, he's no use. Yeah, I don't actually remember. But anyway, never mind all that. Our financial situation is very good because I haven't spent any money really. But I've decided to take a gamble in improving the youth facilities in time for next season, and also to give the players a high reward for finishing well in the league, which takes away about 700,000 euros out of my bank balance, which is the best I can possibly do when I can't bring in any big names for big cash. So that should summarise pre-season well enough. And now let's get firmly into this game, where we will need the 3 points. And we'll just check out the starting lineup here. It's my best team, bar 1 or 2 injuries. Like the only player that's really needing fitness is Wang Zihao. He picked up a minor injury, and Kradzic also got a minor injury, so he'll be ready in time for the next game against Shanghai. But this is my risk. I'm going to go bravely in the 4-1-2-1-2 with the likes of Vitor and Changming up front. We should do well against a team expected to struggle, and at least the goalkeeper situation, we're able to keep a hold of our 3 goalkeepers, so injuries shouldn't be that significant, whereas that cost the last manager his job without any shadow of a doubt. So there's a look at the fixtures list for the opening day. Shanghai and Beijing, that's a huge one to get things started, but apart from that I don't notice anything else particularly noteworthy. They're going for a bog standard 4-4-2. We'll mark up their best players now, but even then, compared to ours, they really are not good enough. Even their star players aren't particularly smashing, so we'll just go standard on all of them. This guy Maximenko, he's probably their best overseas player, so that should do the business. Now let's get into the team talk. We should run at the defence, we should put in the ball low, and we should I think we should be... No, we'll leave it for now. We'll just get into the team talk. So we are the favourites. Fitness is pretty good. It could have been better given the facilities that we're blessed with. The players really should be better than that, but I haven't been able to play the same team over and over again for pre-season. We rotate as much as we can. So here we are. Time for the kick-off of the full season with Shenhua. Hopefully we don't get the boot and we can get a brand new contract to head into a great long-term future. So the kickoff is here, and Ji Minghao, probably my favourite player in this squad so far. He'll be the talisman in the centre midfield. Here he is already. Goes for Vitor. Peng Changming. Oh, you should have scored that. Just needed to get it on target, and that was in. And now here comes Wuhan. They're providing our visit today. Zhang Bin, Jihui, Yonglan, good save. We needed that one. Here's Guang Hui, good header away by Ming Hao. Yonglan, Zikao, Jiaqing, good interception, and Wei Kang can clear. So playing my best players against a weaker team is another risk, but again, if we get the points here, we can do whatever we like against our opponents. So the first goal of the brand new season belongs to Guan Bin for Jiangsu, so that's a big deal to say the least. We can certainly ping the ball around a bit more. We're possession dominant at the minute, but we just need to get some shots on target. That's Yang Kuo, cautioned by the referee, but no yellow card. Yumilong, Guang Hui, Zichao, Marshall's as well as possible there. Here's Maximenko, Zikao, Jiaqing, Zhang Bin, good block. Guangzhou get their season off and running with the goal as well. Shandong looking to regain the title, also score. Guang Hui, we need to get tighter, guys, come on. Here, this is a good move. Sun Ji clears. Vitor, not a good pass. Hao Sheng can deal with that, and we'll need to control the game at this stage. Here's a long, hopeful goal kick. Ming Hao wins the header. Vitor, though, gives it away again, and we're looking nervous in these first opening minutes, and that's 1-0 to Wuhan. A debut goal for that player, Yonglan. Oh, this is terrible, guys. Come on, pick it up. Oh, penalty given. Maximenko has obstructed the play, and we've an immediate opportunity to get back in the game, and Yang Kuo has opened the account. 1-1, and we are very, very lucky. We have to say, demand more. We're into 5th position on the basis of scoring in a draw, but just not good enough, guys. You should not have conceded that goal. We're looking poor, to say the least. Zhichao and Zhang Bin. Oh, I don't believe that. Another opportunity. And Shenhua not looking at their best. Here's Zuihei, Zhikang, Zuihei again. Maximenko trying to redeem his error. And it really does look like Wuhan are up for this. They're not a fading violet. They are going for the jugular, and we'll have to deal with that. So we're going to go counter, and we may want to push up our line a little bit and go balanced. We may go back to the mixed passing, retain possession. We'll turn that off, and we need to be more expressive despite being on the counter. So Wuhan have had the better of the first half an hour. Zinlin tries a ball into the 6-yard box. It didn't pay off. Here's Kuo. He's jogging around. Here's Mullen. Vitor! Is it going to stand? It will. And there's the Brazilian's first of the season. That's 2 in a row for him, if you consider the game against, who was it? It was Chongqing, to survive in the league. So 2 goals in a row for him, as far as I'm aware, or at least it's 2 and 3. So that's better from Shenhua. We need to get the 3rd goal just to be certain we can leave with all 3 points. And being top of the league is satisfactory, but let's keep going and assert our dominance. There we are, top of the league. And that highlight was completely tedious, to say the least. And now let's defend the set piece. Yes, keeper, well done. He made sure he was the only one going to be touching that ball. Here's Vitor. Go on, have a curler. Oh, unlucky. So, again, my dilemma is either to let him go in the summer for money, or to make him commit to his contract until the very last day, and try and get a new player at the start of next season if we improve our reputation. So that's my thinking. But for the moment, we cannot buy any more foreigners. We're at the maximum allowed. So let's just say there's room for improvement, but some of the ratings are very, very low. Chang Ming, a big opportunity for him to assert his place as the best young striker in the team. What's his name? Yao Ming or Wen Feng didn't get very many opportunities under me last year, so he will certainly be itching to go for this season. But for now, I'm happy with Chang Ming. I trust him. He was very good for the second half of the season, and let's just try and win this game for definite now. We want to look for overlaps, make sure people are running forward when they should be, particularly the attacking midfielder. He's the one who needs to make the room for the strikers to move into, and that's a long hopeful ball, but Guang Shui has made it work. Hao Sheng, oh, he's unmarked. Zhang Bin in just 30 seconds makes it 2-2, and I'm not happy one bit. Aggressively say that's poor. That is very, very poor. 2-2. What a game for Wuhan this is. Big on Chang Ming on the volley has made it 3-2. And what a start to the season. But we should be 3-1 up at least. Like, we're doing very badly for my standards anyway. I don't believe a team who's just been promoted should stand a chance against Shenhua. But that's just the reality we're in, and then likes of Shandong are 2 goals to the good, so we're going to make a change. So that's the best I can think of. So Yuhai, our set piece specialist, coming on the pitch now. We'll want to get the 4th goal. I can't believe we need a 4th goal to get out of this mess, but we do. But nevertheless, what a great game. And Shandong go 3-0 up. Yuhai hits the wall with his first competitive kick of a football on camera anyway. And that's offside. Okay, we need to concentrate now. We're getting late into the game. 3-2 is it's good, but it could have been better. So let's make it better. Ying Ming Hao. Nice, it's Chang Ming from the short pass. Wei Kang pushing forward. He goes into Yuhai. Chang Ming from an interception. Just toe poked it wide. That's unlucky. So now Vitor can come off, and we'll play Wei Feng as the target man for the last period of the game. So sorry man, I should have given you a bit more time. Oops, wrong button. But he has 15 minutes in which to make a difference, and let's just go into counter mode again, see what we can do. Shenhua down to 4th because of those 2 conceded goals, but here's Wei Kang, Yoranga, Guo, Ming Hao. He's got space, and Guo Ming had to get down to save. We've got Yuhai on the corner. Can he find the head? Oh, Mullen, Sunji, good save, Mullen. Oh, the vice captain, unlucky not to score there. So concentration. Wei Kang looks comfortable there. Look at all the space that we can move into if necessary. Ming Hao, he's doing his job superbly. Chang Ming, Ming Hao, Yuhai, Wei Feng, back to Guo. That's a lovely pass. Ming Hao. Oh, there it is. Wei Feng. 4-2. And that's a beautiful goal. That's why we play down the middle. And that gives us 2nd place in the league with the champions to come in our next fixture. So that's a bit of a breather really. But what a game. 6 goals. And, a great spectacle for the newly promoted team and their fans, but we take the 3 points that were so desperately needed, and we'll now wrap up the episode and see where we can go next. So I've got a real dilemma, as 3 of my strikers scored today, and we also had Yang Guo from penalty spot, which proved to be very, very important. But anyway, disappointing result for Guangzhou there. They drew. Tianjin beaten by the other promoted team, Changchun. So that's very interesting. And look at Shanghai, they were held to a draw with Beijing, the massive tie on the opening day. So that gives us a fulcrum of a chance of beating the champions, who were only denied once in all last season. So that could be massive for our potential top half finish bid, or maybe even more, we don't know. But Ji Minghao, man of the match, what a player we have on our hands. And Vasco have just sacked Herich. It's obviously gone terribly wrong. It was the wrong decision to put him in charge, and you can see why. Vasco da Gama, bottom of the South African Premier League, and I don't believe he's my former coach, isn't he? Yeah, he is. So I'd love to see him get the job. He's a good manager in waiting, I'd say. Is he actually? Yeah, he could be a manager. But sadly for Vasco da Gama, it's all going wrong, and we were right to quit the job while we had it, while we could. And now let's just decide where to go next. So there's only one cup tournament all season, and that's not until July or June. So let's think about a team who haven't played before on camera. Yeah, Beijing is perfect game to play. That's the kind of team I'd love to try and beat. So home game against Beijing for the next episode. That's very logical to me. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.